Good evening, everyone. At first, salam, assalamu alaikum. This is me, Rashed, and my presentation topic was power factor improvement, which I am presenting now. To know power factor improvement, first you should know what is power factor. Power factor. The definition of power factor is the cosine of angle between voltage and current in an AC circuit is known as power factor. There are two things you should know. Number one, if the circuit is inductive, the current lags behind the voltage and power factor is referred to as lagging. Number two, in a capacitive circuit, current leads the voltage and power is said to be lagging. Here we can see a diagram. Consider an inductive circuit taking a lagging current I from supply voltage V, the angle of lag being phi, the circuit current I can be resolved into two perpendicular components, namely one I cos phi in phase with V and I sin phi 90 degree out of phase with V. The component I cos phi is known as active and the component I sin phi is called the reactive. Power factor improvement, which is our main topic. If the power factor is low or poor, it is necessary to improve or correct it. The basic principle of power factor improvement is to inject a leading current into the circuit so as to neutralize the effect of lagging current. The power factor may be improved by the following methods. Number one, by using static capacitor. Number two, by using three-phase system or phase condenser. Number three, by using synchronous motor. Number one, power factor correction by static capacitor. The power factor can be improved by connecting capacitors in parallel with the equipment opening at leading power factor. Consider an inductive load consisting of a resistor R and inductor L connected to an AC supply. The capacitor draws a leading current and partly or completely neutralizes the lagging reactive components of load current. This raises the power factor. There are many advantages using power factor correction by the few advantages are here. We can see number one, they have low losses. Number two, they require little maintenance as there are no rotating path. Number three, they can be easily installed as they latch and require no foundation. Number four, they can work under ordinary atmospheric conditions. Though it has advantages, yet it has few disadvantages. There are few disadvantages. Number one, they have short surface life ranging from 8 to 10 years. Number two, they are easily damaged if the voltage exceeds the rated value. Number three, once the capacitors are damaged, their repair is uneconomical. Power factor correction by phase adventures or three-phase systems. Three-phase system or phase adventures are used to improve the power factor to induction motor. The low power factor of an inductor motor is due to the fact that its stator winding draws a exciting current which lags behind the supply voltage by 90 degrees. If the exciting ampere turns can be provided from some other AC source, then the stator winding will be relaxed of exciting current and power factor of the motor can be improved. Here we can see in the figure delta and star connected capacitor bank. Same way, power factor correction by phase adventure has some advantages and some disadvantages. We can see some advantages. Number one, as the exciting ampere turns are supplied at sleep frequency, therefore lagging kVAR drawn by the motor are considerably reduced. Number two, phase adventure can be conveniently used where the use of synchronous motor is inadmissible. Here we can see the disadvantage of using three-phase system. The disadvantage is they're not economical for motors below 200 horsepower. Power factor correction by synchronous motor. A synchronous motor takes a leading current over excited and therefore behaves as a capacitor. An overexcited synchronous motor running on no load is known as synchronous condenser. When such a machine is connected in parallel with supply, it takes a leading current which partly neutralizes the lagging reactive component of the load, thus the power factor is improved. And we see before the advantage and disadvantage